The Halo Infinite technical beta, alpha, whatever you want to call it, is literally happening as early as next weekend. Now, they just released a 7,000 word blog post. Hopefully, I can crush that down into a much more succinct video to tell you how to get ready. And I really, really hope you'll be playing because I am stoked about some of the stuff they talked about. Let's go over all of it right now. Before we do, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell if you like these sort of videos to know when the next one goes live. Thank you so much for joining. So real quick, there's a ton of info in this blog post. But before we get to any of that, real quick, if you don't know, to sign up for the Halo Infinite playtest, go on over to halowaypoint.com, go to Halo Insider, and sign up. You're going to need to verify your email. You're going to need to opt in for communications by selecting that you want information, tips, and offers about the Halo franchise. And you're going to need to opt in for flighting. That's going to include sending a DxDiag of your computer. Basically, hit your start key, type DxDiag, and then send over the log. If you're on PC, you know how to do that. And long and the short of it, that is all that you need to do to be sure that you are in. I put the links and stuff in the description below if you want a more succinct guide, but that's how you make sure that you are in this beta. Technical flight, whatever they're calling it. So anyway, what is going to be happening? So basically they said the bot arena could happen as soon as next weekend. That was buried within this post. I don't know why they did it that way. I'm going to talk a little bit about my impressions of the actual post a little bit later, but let's get you the info that you want. So we're planning a live stream. We'll dive into the actual build and walk through nearly every facet of the technical preview. Stay tuned. So, I mean, if they're doing a bot thing next weekend, then I have to imagine we're getting a Halo stream next week. So just a note that I just realized while reading through my notes. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then what are these technical things going to be? I'm just going to call it a beta because the search term is beta, but they're calling it a technical flight or something. I actually can't remember the specific terminology that they're going for. So we'll just say beta or flight, whatever. Anyway, so here's what you can expect. The flight is going to focus on bots and a slice of the new Academy experience. So arena gameplay versus bots puts 4 players against 4 bots on arena maps. Those maps are going to be Bazaar, Recharge, and Live Fire. And then daily content offering, the daily content offering is going to evolve as the weekend continues and as these events continue. In addition to that, there's going to be the Academy's weapon drills. Weapon drills offers players a brand new way to learn how each weapon functions, meaning you get to go in and try out all the weapons. The weapons include, I'm going to say this wrong, the MA40AR, the BR75, the MK50 Sidekick, the CQS48 Bulldog, the Needler, the VK78 Commando, the S7 Sniper, the Plasma Pistol, the Pulse Carbine, the Ravager, the Heatwave, and the Skewer. Those are the weapons that you're going to be able to go into these Academy weapon drills and try out on bots. Basically, it's going to feature moving and strafing bots for target practice. So that's how you're going to be able to go in and take them out. And there's going to be different levels of difficulty and a star rating system where basically for all of this, more bot damage is going to mean more points. And I just realized a star rating system, so it's going to be like Angry Birds, but Halo. All right, like I had fun with Angry Birds. I guess I'll be having fun here. They're also going to be looking at the menu and Battle Pass UI. They said, we'll be granting invited accounts a set amount of in-game credits so that you can buy a bunch of stuff. Just a note, items unlocked during the technical previews will not carry over. And they're going to be featuring a truncated Battle Pass and a small fraction of the customization options. So again, this is for the technical stuff in the background, which I'll get to in a second. So just realize that they're sort of testing all these things out and want to see how these systems work, like the UI and the menus and the Battle Pass, to make sure they're navigatable. And they are very precise, or they said like so many different ways and so many different times in the blog post that they are looking for feedback about how you feel about all of these things. And then the last thing that they talked about was there's going to be a new waypoint experience on web, iOS, and Android, where you can view your battle pass progression, challenges, and even customize your Spartans. So all of that could be coming as early as next weekend, but it will focus on bots and a slice of new Academy experience. What you should not expect traditional PvP arena and big team battles. So expect these bot experiences. I think it's a really good way to sort of get people's feet wet in the Halo experience, get us used to fighting against something, and then, you know, later on they're going to test the big team battle stuff, the PvP arena, to just make sure everything is working all good. That's actually one of their main goals that they went over repeatedly in this post. What did they say specifically? So within that pool of players, our first priority will be ensuring that we have a broad distribution of platforms. They want to make sure Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and different PC configurations are in. And then we will look at overall tenure in the program, prioritizing our longest standing insiders until we've allocated every invitation. And what they're referring to there is who's going to get in, right? So basically, they want to make sure they have a bunch of different hardware configurations in. They want to make sure that they have just a big pool of players. But they also said, we'll be hosting hundreds of thousands of Halo insiders during the first technical preview. Hundreds of thousands. So a lot of people are going to get into this. Our goal is to eventually get every eligible Halo insider a chance to go hands-on and help us achieve our goals on the road to launch. We'll be all good to stream and create content around this. So you can capture, you can stream it, you can do whatever you want. I'll probably be doing a Let's Play after my normal job on this channel, for example. And they say that's not a problem at all. Go for it. One thing I did want to focus on, though, is how much they talked about what they're going to be looking at. Oh, so a few other notes. Bots will have different difficulty levels. They call them 4 flavors: Recruit, Marine, ODST, and Spartan, with each level representing an increase in bot skill. Bots were a feature they always wanted, according to Staten, when he was at Bungie. And to give you an idea of how these bots behave, they said ODST and Spartan bots will effectively dodge grenades and rockets. Recruits and Marines will not. All bots use equipment, and higher level bots will grapple shot to you to finish you with a melee kill. I've seen them do this with energy swords, which is amazing and terrifying. Bots keep track of power weapon spawns and sprint to claim them. But most importantly, bots are fair. We don't change their health and damage values per difficulty level. They just get smarter and more resourceful the higher you go. So that's all the details about the gameplay things. Now, let's dive in just for a little bit on the technical aspects, that because they talk so much about their goal. Their goal is to make sure that when Halo Infinite launches, that it is the smoothest experience they can possibly offer. So their goals are to robustly test their game and core services at a large scale and allow players to provide feedback on the game before launch. We'll give our team plenty of gameplay data to determine whether or not our online systems, matchmaking challenges, etc., are working as intended. It also gives us an opportunity to gather and measure feedback from all kinds of players from all over the world. And they went into excruciating detail about the different systems that they use, the reports that they get, the different community teams that are going to be scouring the internet, and the fact that they will be fairly quick to address any of the problems that are found during these Halo Infinite betas so that they have a smoother launch. And they were very clear that they are stressing the technical side of Halo Infinite. They said to expect a lot of bumps and rough edges in this build. This technical preview is a couple of months behind where the development team and main game build are. So we're getting an old build, basically. So it could crash. It could be really, really rough servers. Like, we don't know. I think they're setting our expectations low. So if it is a disaster, they're just like, hey, well, it's a technical thing. We told you it's going to be bad. Get ready. And they said all this up front. And they said, despite our team's best efforts, nothing can truly substitute for true real-world, large-scale testing. So their areas of interest are game and service performance focus areas, stability. So your hardware, how is it handling it on Xbox One versus the super beefed up PC. They want to look at online services, matchmaking, server scaling, playlists, serving the proper content, challenges, stats, post-game carnage report, battle pass progression, and store functionality, armor customization, partying up with friends, etc. And the Halo Insider / Waypoint Next features, that means companion apps and services. So they're looking for crashes. They're looking for overall quality of matchmaking. This is from Brian Dunn, including reliability, load times, and skill matchmaking. And they talk about how Halo Infinite is going to be more emphasized on player customization. So they're going to pay really close attention to progression, challenges, and which customization items people are unlocking and using. Jeff Guy said the PC team will be monitoring how the game holds up across all these different PCs that they're going to launch on. They want to see things like drops in frame rate and crashes that happen with specific hardware configurations. And they track this all on their big data board, right? So some community feedback that they're looking for: core gameplay. Do you like how it feels? Does it feel like Halo? Does it feel good? Is it fun? Maps and modes, are they fun, fair, and balanced? On Academy weapon drills, did these give you a good understanding of how the weapons function? And of course, menu and battle pass UI. So like, how do you feel about the UI and everything? And they're going to be communicating what will and won't be changing in the game as a result of the technical preview and why. So the worst thing that could happen after this thing goes live is that players are going to remain indifferent about Halo Infinite. So unless word of mouth starts getting out that this is a lot of fun, I think the worst thing that could possibly happen is people sign on and it doesn't grip the majority of players. Halo Infinite is a game that Xbox needs to do well. So if it doesn't, that would probably be the most devastating. And there was so much info. I didn't want to make a super long video, but I have a point of feedback about this blog post, actually. I think the Halo Insider posts actually give too much data, too much information, and a lot of it is said multiple times in different ways. Or like the fact that the launch time being next weekend is a buried end of a sentence at about the 5,000 word mark. It's just too much, right? It's not digestible. That's part of the reason why I decided to make this video right now. Like, I appreciate that they're being so forthcoming with information and they're being really, really honest. Like they want to make a good Halo game. They're being very upfront about that, but it's 7,000 words. That's a lot of reading to go through. And the really, really juicy stuff, like the modes that you're going to be playing, it's buried about halfway through it. The launch date, that again is a half a sentence just offhandedly mentioned in this post. And so point of feedback from me, I think I appreciate that you're trying to give everybody a chance to say something, but it's too long. This took me basically all day to read. Maybe I'm the slowest reader ever, but like I have a kid I got to think about and I got all these other things going on in my life. This took me a really, really long time to read and extract the 10 or so minutes of important information that a viewer or somebody looking to get into Halo would need. So I hope you found it helpful. If you did, thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button. I'm going to keep talking about Halo. Halo is one of my favorite franchises ever. Look, I'm not Ian from Halo Canon or anything like that, but I like the games, right? So as a casual guy who's played every Halo game basically out there and seen all the Halo media and read only 4 of the books, sorry everybody, I'm very excited about this and I hope you are too. Let me know what you think. Hey, if you like these sort of videos, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to know when this content goes live. Thank you so much for watching. YouTube has memberships. I have memberships turned on. Usually what I try and do is I try and upload a video with no ads or anything as soon as it's done. So like this will go up at 12:55 or 1 o'clock at night after I've added B-roll and everything. And the members can do that. Thank you to everybody who has become a member. And if you are interested, I do have some merchandise available. There's t-shirts, sweatshirts, and things like that. People kept telling me they like the logo, and I'm like, you know what? I will try it. It doesn't, affect me really. I'll make some merch that I would probably enjoy. Maybe people will like it out there. So check that out if you're into it. Thank you for watching. I said I didn't want to go too long, and I went too long. So I'm going to get out of here. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'm going to see you for the next one. Jeff Grubb and Paul Tassi tomorrow. See you then. Bye, everybody.